Hello. Hello, good people of America. We need to talk about it immediately. We need to talk. And we need to not be afraid to talk to each other. Okay? We have to stop being afraid. I'm so tired of people telling each other. Okay? We have to stop being afraid. I'm so tired of people telling me that it is something. No, we can't. I don't want to talk. Telling me that it is something. No, we can't. I don't want to talk. I'm talking. Here I go again, trying to do, alive again. I'm trying. I keep trying this and it keeps not working. So, America, we need to talk. We need to talk immediately. For those of you that don't know, my name is Poppy Fields and I'm a comedian. I live in New York and I am livid. I am non-MAGA, but I don't hate MAGA people because I realize that they have been lied to and mentally manipulated. So if you're MAGA, you can watch, you can, cuss me out. It doesn't hurt me. You can't hurt me at all, so I'm not even scared. Because I don't get butt hurt by being called names, so don't even worry about it. But I'm anti-Trump. I think he's crazy, and I think he's lost his damn mind. As of today, he has canceled the holiday of Martin Luther King's birthday. He canceled Black History Month. He canceled the Civil Rights Act of 1965. Now, for those of you who are non-Black, I want you to realize that the Civil Rights Act of 1964, that Civil Rights Act, it protected all of you, all of us, everyone, women. It's for equal, all of us, everyone, women. It's for equal opportunity earning and hiring, and to be allowed to eat in restaurants, to be allowed to work in restaurants equally, to be allowed to live your life and marry who you want to, racially, not necessarily sexually. The Civil Rights Act wasn't, necessarily for, LGBTQ because it didn't exist back then. LGBTQ because it didn't exist back then, and people were very, scared and ashamed to be gay back then, and there was none of that. But this cancellation of Black people's rights is a cancellation of all of our rights because most of us aren't all white anymore. And if they wanted to do something like this, they probably should have tried it in 1913, because that was probably the only time. And even back when Christopher Columbus invaded this country, a lot of the kids were half Indian, half Native American Indian. So where were the really white people coming from? Ireland, Italy. Italy's not really that all white because they're considered Latino. That's considered a Latin country. I don't know, but I digress. I'm just saying this man is losing his shit. And he signed and signed, and he signed 200 things. He got rid of the $35 insulin. He is dead set on canceling Obamacare. And for those of you that don't know what Obamacare, it's Medicaid and Medicare for all of us. Okay? It's accessible that you just want to stay home and go like this. La la la. La la la. For 4 years? You can't, because this shit's going to hit you where the good Lord split you. Okay? Now, yesterday I went to the grocery store and there were no eggs. Okay? I'm talking about none. And there were no avocados. And what is this? The third day of the presidency? And I said, holy shit. And last night, I guess they apprehended 500 migrants in New York City. The dirty secret about the whole immigration thing is this. That is our workforce in this country. The dirty secret about the whole immigration thing is this. That is our workforce in this country. Slaughtering animals, removing the organs, skinning pigs. Nobody wants to do that in this country. We're too affectionate to animals to actually kill pigs and slaughter them. But yeah, people, let the Mexicans do it. Let the migrants do it. And you know what? They do it. They do work, and they pay into the social security system that we all benefit from. And you know what? When you're not a citizen, you can't collect. You can't collect Social Security when you are a non-citizen, but it still comes out of your check every month. These people aren't paid under the table. They're paid by check. So, a lot of people didn't show up to the construction site today. A lot of people didn't show up to the grocery store today. A lot of people are not going to show up ever again. And you know what? They shouldn't. They're fearing for their lives. And the whole thing is a money grab for more billionaires to make more money. They don't actually care about, what's her name? I don't know her name. No disrespect. I just can't remember her name. Lincoln Riley. Those people don't care about Lincoln Riley or the I think 5 white women that were hurt and killed by migrants, when there's white men murdering their wives every day. 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 white men murder their wives a week in this country. There were 5 mass shootings last week, school shootings that didn't even get mentioned because everything gets drowned out by the Velveeta turd that we call a president. So let's get this straight. Now, all these people that are getting what's going on with my TikTok? All these people that are getting arrested, guess where they're going? They're not going back to Mexico. No. They're going straight into private jails owned by Jeff Sessions, invested into by most of the government. Most of our government, they all invest in private prisons. So these people are going to be basically put into a Guantanamo Bay situation where they can't even. Okay, so if they try to deport 500,000 people, do we have 500,000 judges and lawyers, at the ready? We absolutely don't. Do we have enough money to send 500,000 people back to their own countries? Absolutely not. But will they all be worth $100,000 a piece per month in a private prison? Oh, yeah. It's the lottery. Yeah. Every little migrant person that you see working in the grocery store is $100,000 in a private jail to a person that is invested in these private jail companies. Google it. Read about it. I made videos about this before AOC said anything. I read about it like 2 years ago, and I couldn't figure out what was the frenzy. The frenzy is the money, y'all. The money for the migrants. So protect your friends. Hide them if you have to. I think we need to all realize that any one of us can get stopped and accused of being a non-citizen if you don't look white enough, and get put in permanent jail for 10, 15 years, lost in a private jail system that isn't even federally regulated. We all need to think about this. We all need to be more scared and more worried. I don't think people need to be so glib and disgusted and just over it. No, don't get over it. Get active. Build you a safe house. Making one of those dummy rooms with an extra, a fake wall. Help your fellow man. We all have to. We all have to. These people don't have a fucking chance. They don't have money. They don't have protection. And it's going to be fucked up. They're going to end up dying. They're going to end up dying in these prisons. These poor souls that are just, cleaning hotel rooms and trying to make it and trying to survive and send some money home to their grandma. For Trump to be talking about all the foreigners are drug dealers. Why did he let out the world's biggest drug dealer? He gave a pardon to the man who ran Silk fucking Road. Yeah. I mean, I can't understand that. He's like, oh, we have all these migrants bringing all these drugs in. No, they're not. The drugs come in transporter pills from China up people's butts, or maybe like one Vicodin, like the ones that Prince took. Prince died taking 15 Vicodins that came from China that were fake. That were actually 500 and 600 milligrams of fentanyl, and that's why he died. Had he taken one, Prince would have still died. He took transporter pills. That's not Mexican. That's Chinese. And they bring them into this country a little bit at a time. They're super packed. They're like, they look this small, but you can make like 2 pounds of drugs out of that shit. So let's stop with the bullshit. They're all trying to kidnap these poor people so they can put them in these private jails and profit off of them. And now they're taking away the insulin. They're taking away our rights as blacks, as Hispanics, as Asians, as gays, as lesbians. What the fuck else do we need to know? This is a dangerous situation. And people, you can do the la 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 and say, I don't want to watch the news. I don't want to know what's happening. Did you know that the Civil Rights Act was canceled? Did you know that he canceled it? All the black people that marched, all the people that died for that, the rights of non-whites in this country, he canceled it. He canceled it. Did you know? I bet you didn't know. Well, now you know. And Martin Luther King Day canceled. And also canceled federally. So I guess what is he going to deport all of us black people? I guess he figures we need to go back to Africa. Think about that for a second. You know, Donald Trump and his family, they hid their actual heritage. Don't know if you guys know that. Trump is actually German. His family decided that in the 40s that it would be unpopular for them to try to live in America, or basically anywhere, having a German heritage. So they decided to be Swedish. Yeah. When they first moved to Canada, they told everybody they were Swedish, but they're actually German. Trump's real name is Drumpf, Drumf. He's a German. And Elon Musk has Nazi elders in his family. So people, wake up, perk up. Do not put your fingers in your ears and go, la, la, la. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk to as many people as you can. We are in danger in this country. We might turn out with nothing. Total recall. Having to pay somebody for oxygen. Eyeballs popping out. No water. No eggs. And anybody, if you want to know how to store eggs, you can buy multiple dozens of eggs and you can store them in dry lye. I mean, not wet. You can store eggs in a cool, dry environment, like a bucket in lye. You can store eggs and they'll stay for a while. You can also store fruit and stuff like that. You can freeze grapes. You can freeze avocados. If you, take the seed out and take the skin off and cut them up, you can store them in olive oil or avocado oil. And you can either store and make sure you put salt and a garlic or something, and then put them in a jar, put them in the refrigerator, or you can freeze them that way. There's lots of ways to store food. Everybody needs to buy a freezer. Please, everybody, be vigilant. Protect the weak. Protect the people that can't speak English. Help your friends. You have to help each other. We cannot be, sticking our heads in the sand and acting like it's all going to go away in 4 years. My mom is 83. I don't know if I'm going to have her in 4 years. We don't need to be waiting for 4 years. We need to try to figure out how to change this government immediately. This has to be stopped. Women's rights, well, no more abortion for you. And then Donald Trump has the nerve to say, oh, invest in diapers. There's going to be babies everywhere. J.D. Vance says, I want a lot more babies in America. Well, they're dropping them off. They're dropping them off in the fire station, the police station, all over the place. Babies are being dropped off. Is J.D. Vance opening a nursery? Or is Donald Trump opening a diaper factory? I'm not sure, but these are children. These are human beings. They're not just ornaments, you know. And I have to say, a lot of people are calling me, but I have to finish. But people, please read the real news. You can't listen to CNN anymore. I mean, when people see somebody doing a Heil Hitler, and then they say he had an awkward gesture just because he has autism. He didn't do it once, guys. He did it twice. He did it in the front, and then he turned around and did it in the back for the back of the crowd to make sure that they saw. Okay? That was not a mistake. So, people, please, let's stick together. Let's understand and appreciate each other's humanity and love each other and realize that we must be strong and we must protect the weak and the victimized. This is a money grab. This is not about immigration. This is not about anything. And not having migrants, you know how many crops are going to go rotten? You know how many crops are, you know how much a blueberry is going to cost now? It's going to be outrageous. And chicken, who's going to clean the chickens? Who's going to clean the cows? Who's going to clean the pigs? These people are not showing up for work. They didn't show up for work yesterday, the day before. And the prices already went up. I was at the grocery store last night. And it's not because of Joe Biden. It's because the migrants don't feel safe at work. And they're not going to work anymore. So if you know anybody that's not a citizen. Oh, and also, what is this shit? $750 bounty? I saw some really classy black lady yesterday talking about she was going to call up the government and report all the day laborers that hang out at the gas station. You know what? Whatever, bitch. Because, first they came for the Mexicans and then they came for the blacks and now they came for you. Just remember that if you get that money from the government for reporting a bounty, they have your name and they probably want that money back. So they might just take you to the private jail in the middle of Arkansas where nobody knows where you went. Don't be a pig. You can make $750 doing something else other than reporting the person that works at the bodega. All right, that's it. I'm Poppy Fields. I hope that you guys got something out of this. If you didn't, that's fine too, but I'm going to keep talking about this because it's wrong. It's wrong that people can profit off of stealing people off the street through bounty and private jails. It isn't about crimes against Americans. I mean, obviously, if Donald Trump freed the man that was running Silk Road, it's not about drugs. And it's not about police protection if he let out all the people that beat the shit out of the cops. I mean, what is it about? It's about money all the time. We have an amoral man running this government, and all he cares about is money. He would sell his ex-wife's dead bones for profit if he could, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did. All right, thank you. I'm Poppy Fields. I'm so glad for any of you that watched. Thank you so much. And I don't know how to get off here.